know what you may be thinking. This video is totally overdue. It is. It's very overdue. I'm sorry. Basically, I was just away in Florida on vacation, and because of that, I haven't really been working on my tank much, but I am home now and I've worked on my tank some more. It's right there behind me. You see it? So essentially, my last video, I was talking about how to choose the right tank for you when it comes to setting up a reef tank. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I scaped my tank. That is essentially the next thing I did when it came to setting up my tank. Once I had it and I installed the little bit of plumbing over here, I just went right ahead and I scaped it. Now, you may be thinking that it kind of seems like I skipped a step when it comes to the plumbing because I just said how I set that up. And yeah, I did, but basically my plumbing isn't done yet, so I don't want to put out that video about like plumbing and overflows until my plumbing is done, so yeah. So anyways, for the second video of this series, I am going to be showing you guys how I scaped my tank, and yeah. When it comes to this video, I'm not going to be telling you really how to do anything or like saying do this, do that, because in my opinion, scaping a tank is very personal. I can't tell you how to scape your tank because how you want to scape your tank is up to you. Although generally, that being said, there are still a couple things I'm going to discuss. Now, when it comes to scaping your tank, you have a couple options when it comes to the rock you use. You can use dry rock or you can use live rock. Now, in case you don't know what those are, dry rock is essentially just rock, usually man-made, and then live rock is rock that has basically come from the ocean or was grown in the ocean. Well, you don't really grow rock, but like you take dry rock, put it in the ocean and let it become alive, you know what I mean? The difference between live rock and dry rock is that live rock has already been in the water, it's already been in the ocean, it has grown things on it, it's grown bacteria on it and stuff like that, which can be beneficial, but you also run the risk of hitchhikers. Basically, if you choose to use live rock, it can be beneficial in some ways because it adds bacteria to your tank and it's already established, and some people think it looks nicer. It could bring the coralline algae into your tank, which is good, but then there's also the risk of it carrying in bad hitchhikers such as like bristle worms and like just overall pests that you don't want, maybe like aptasia and stuff like that. When it comes to live rock, you always have the risk of bringing in pests, whereas when you go with dry rock, that risk is non-existent because the rock has never been in water before. Now, live rock is typically also more expensive than dry rock. It's typically like a fair bit more expensive, honestly. In my opinion, I would much rather go with dry rock. I like the fact that it is pest free. I don't want to have to deal with any pests in my tank. I don't want aptasia. I don't want bristleworms. I don't want any of that. For that reason, I like dry rock, and dry rock is also cheaper, so that's good because rock is pretty expensive as is, so I would like to save as much money as I can. So now, with that being said, I want to say something quickly about my tank here. Once we get into like the footage of me scaping it, you will notice that some rocks are very clean and new and very white, whereas other rocks look like they have a bunch of green algae all over them, and that's because they do. Many of you guys are familiar with my channel. You know that I have a reef tank back at my mom's house, and when I moved, I didn't bring it with me because I got this new tank here. Essentially, I tore down the tank that was at my mother's house and I brought all the rock over here so I could start scaping this tank. All the rock that you see in this tank that's already like greenish brownish in color was dry rock, but it came from my tank back at home, which was already established, which is why it no longer looks white and clean and shiny and new. So with all of that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the footage of me scaping my tank now. Alright, so that's it, guys. That's the final product of my tank. I hope you guys like it. I really like the way it turned out. Again, though, scaping is really up to your personal preference. You might hate the way I did my tank, but I like it, and that's what matters. It's just important that you do something that you're going to like. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I post. And also be sure to check out all of my social media. Everything is just MSAM99. It will be in the description below, but yeah, it's just MSAM99, all the same. So please be sure to check that out. It means a bunch to me. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.